what's the timeline of how you grew your business? What happened? What were the big milestones?
I would say it'd be kind of like gestation with a child within a womb. There's 9 months for humans.
What happened for you exactly?
So when it comes to success, there's an incubation period. There's sort of this gestational period where this seed of a dream starts within inside of somebody. And then that dream begins to grow and develop roots to it. And then at some point, there's enough growth of the dream and the faith and belief that takes place within somebody that it bursts the balloon of fear. And so what ends up happening is the fear begins to fade away, and the faith and the belief begins to grow, and then somebody is released from their inhibitions, released from their doubts, and their action habits become deliberate based on the fact that their burning desire is greater than what was once their inhibitions and fears.
What's the problems with other kinds of business models? What's different about yours? And what makes it the ability to have what you wanted, what you thought you could have?
Well, as I mentioned to you before, I've operated businesses that have overhead.
I think right now in society, the different talks about how corporate systems requires lots of debt to overhead to operate. What is a big problem that we can all identify with, and is maybe even the cause of problem in society now and in economics now?
Well, all I can say to you is that in the development of a business, in my evolution in business, what I discovered was business concepts where you didn't have to have employees. You didn't have to be in an office. You didn't have to warehouse a bunch of products. You didn't have to manufacture products. You didn't even have to source the products yourself. You didn't have to go and pay a bunch of salaries or a bunch of bonuses to people. I discovered a business concept that had a global capacity to it with the infrastructure already in place for supply chain management, procurement of products, manufacturing of products, handling government regulations, whether it be the FTC, the FDA, all of the different government agencies that regulate and control business. I partnered up with a company that took care of the entire back end. So it'd be kind of like in my medical practice. I had a bunch of suppliers that supplied me product, goods, and service that I would use in the practice of my medicine. I partnered with a landowner that owned the building. So he rented me the building. So we partnered together. I made money here. I paid him rent. In turn, I had a building to operate my business. So I discovered a way to do business where everything's outsourced. And today, what's happened is technology has caught up to the business model that I work in, whereby smartphones and computers and search engines and social media, all of these different electronic digital tools work together to help expand my business enterprise. And my business grows not by hiring new employees, but by finding more people that have a dream, more people that want to own their own business, more people that want to take control of their own life by owning their own business, building their own business, and creating what I call walkaway income or ongoing sources of income. And in the process of building consumer demand by building more entrepreneurs in this business that in turn have customers and other people that consume products, therefore, the supply side of the business is the company that procures all these products has to hire more people, has to build more plants, have to develop more business relationships with more major companies that supply products to this entire digital pipeline distribution system. So in essence, they take care of all the employees, they take care of all the overhead, they take care of all of those hassles of business, and all I do is work with people, empowering people to develop their own internet marketing business.
Is it kind of like what we've seen in broader trends in society of people realizing that office spaces are too expensive, they don't need them. They work mobilely, wirelessly, from mobile devices, from laptops, coffee shops. Is that kind of like what we're seeing? That
Well, here's the way it works in my perspective. Obviously, there are a lot of different telecommuting type of employees that are on teams with major companies. We all understand that. Some of those people prefer to go into the office and kind of be there physically live with the team. In my business, here's what's beautiful about it, is nobody's an employee. I can't hire or fire somebody. I can just talk to somebody about potentially teaming up with me, being in business with me, where I will coach and mentor them and help them build their business as big as they want to, as big as the dream is, as big as their capacity or their willingness to do the work. So in the process, because of the digital distribution capacity of smartphones and all the things you just mentioned, I've got a $100 million business in my pocket.
What were the big moments when your business really had pinnacle moments? What were the big pinnacles of your business from 40 years old when you retired from medicine till now?
There's been many pinnacles. There's many periods of great successes, and then there's periods where things are more quiescent. And then within the business, there are pockets of activity, pockets of successes, pockets of excitements that you share with other people that you're helping to grow. And then there's others that you're working with to help to grow. And it seems like the more you help those people, the less they seem to grow. And then it seems like other people over here that you had helped earlier that maybe you had stepped away from a little while, and all of a sudden they experience great growth. So it comes in doses, and it comes in dribs and drabs, and then sometimes it comes in deluges. And then once you get a deluge of success coming your way, then you have a whole new situation to handle, which is how do you help so many people that are growing so rapidly to stay on course? Because people that have rapid success tend to think that they're solely successful because of their own ability, their own talent. They begin to read their own press clippings, and then they begin to pat themselves on the back, or they begin to listen to the accolades to the point their ego gets out of whack, and then the next thing you know, pride cometh before the fall.
What do you want to leave people with?
I want to leave people with these three things. Number one, never, ever, ever stop being curious. Stop being inquisitive. Never stop seeking. Never stop exploring. Number two,
exploring to find.
To learn new truths. To learn new truths about yourself, new truth about opportunity, new truth about the world, new truth about other people.
Because that's the only way to really fully realize yourself.
Right. That's number one. Number two is never think you've arrived. If you ever think you've arrived, then you become satisfied. And when you become satisfied is when you then lose your dream and you begin to drift backwards. And you begin to lose your efficiency. You begin to lose your cutting edge, and then you'll lose your curiosity. So never stop seeking, never be satisfied, and never give up. Those three principles right there. And I've heard other successful people tell me the same thing from other walks of life that have made great pinnacles of success. They've echoed the same type of words to me that I've echoed to them and to others.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's great.